In this episode, we take the gold detector into the gold fields of WA, and you have to watch to see what happens here.
Now find us a nugget.
And we also continue our learning as far as farming goes as we hit the grain harvest in southeast of Western Australia. Well, good morning. That's our first night done. We've got about 200 k's into our trip after our stay at Carnegie. We're going to miss that place. So yes, we did get a puncture about 20 k's in. The plug has held this morning, which is good. So I'll put a bit more air in it, but otherwise that should be fine, hopefully. And we'll be getting 4 new boots on the beast in Kalgoorlie tomorrow anyway, so that's a good thing. But as you can see, nothing else around us. Really pretty spot actually, nice and quiet. Had a great night's sleep. We actually got up into the rooftop tent rather than unpack the caravan. It was just easy. We've just had some breakfast, and now Sam's taken the metal detector out, or the gold detector. So we've got a Gold Monster 1000 MineLab one, and she's taken that for a bit of a wander. In the area here, there's a couple of old abandoned gold mines, and who knows? Just never know what you might find out here, eh? Well, good morning guys. 39 degree day today. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning at the moment, so it's already quite warm, but because it's early I'm going to get out and have a bit of a wander. We're about 25 k's south of Kalgoorlie, camped up in the bush. And at the moment I'm about 250 metres away from our campsite. Sam's back at the van looking after the pups at the moment. Both are struggling a little bit with the heat. So I'm going to have a wander around the bush here, do a little bit of prospecting. We are in a known gold area, obviously, just south of Kalgoorlie in WA. So we'll see how our luck goes. But just thought I'd show you what equipment I've got with me. So first and foremost, in my backpack, fly net, because these flies are quite friendly and pesky. Importantly, I've got a bottle of water. I've also got our Uniden handheld, so this communicates directly back to the caravan, so I can talk to Sammy. I do have 4G on the phone anyway, which is a good thing. What else have we got down here equipment wise? So I've got the Gold Monster 1000 detector, which we bought recently. I've got a shovel to obviously dig up the soil. The Tomahawk, the soil around here is pretty solid on top, so the Tomahawk just breaks it up a little bit, and then a plastic spade to actually sift through the soil if we get a signal. Now obviously it's plastic because you don't want it reading when you're from your spade when you're actually trying to sift through soil for from when you've got a valid signal. So we'll have a wander around and see how my luck holds out. But you can see the bush out there. She's pretty cool. Basically, just through there, through that area there, there's a very large abandoned open cut mine, which I'll show you the drone footage shortly. But yeah, go for a wander and see what comes out of it. Wish me luck. Okay, so we've stopped in at the Ampol in Norseman for diesel and some water. Now the diesel is $2.31 a litre, which is not too bad. Water, town water, nice and fresh. $5 donation to the Surf Life Saving Association of Western Australia, and you can actually tap into it straight off their own tap. So look in just behind me, just in there, we're actually filling up the tanks at the moment, which is pretty good. $5 donation. I'm happy with that. Rocking the fly net, honey.
No flies on my face.
Now find us a nugget.
That would be nice.
So yes, detecting in some of the greatest gold areas in the world, and we couldn't find jack crap. So let's go grain harvesting instead. Grass Patch is a small town located 79 kilometres north of Esperance in Western Australia. The area around Grass Patch has become an important agricultural district, successfully producing wheat, barley, canola, sheep and cattle. And this is where Sam and I, as the city slickers, take our farming experience into a different phase, and we get to experience the grain harvest. Cereal grains take about 4 months to mature. If the weather has been dry and hot, the finish will be quicker. So when the crop has dried to a golden yellow colour and there is no more visible green in it, the farmer is ready to go. The plant needs to be thoroughly dry so that the cereal grain can be cleanly separated from the chaff. The combine harvester is a machine designed to harvest a variety of grain crops. The name derives from its combining 4 separate harvesting operations: reaping, threshing, gathering and winnowing to a single process. A chaser bin is a trailer usually towed by a tractor or similar. It's typically used to transport harvested grain over the fields from the combine harvester to a waiting nearby truck. The use of a chaser bin allows the harvester to operate continuously, eliminating the need to stop and unload. Given the constant watch on the weather, a decision at the end of a great day of harvesting needs to be made. Do they continue into the night, or do they wait until tomorrow to continue the harvest? With some rain forecast on the horizon, a decision was made to continue into the night. So the cutter in the front of the header chops the stalks, which then get fed into the thresher, where they are broken and rubbed using what is essentially a large drum with little teeth that crush the wheat stalks against a mesh screen. This causes the grain to separate from the stalks and fall through into a collection bin. The straw goes back into the field, where it will later be ploughed back into the soil or hay baled. Once the collection bin is nearly full, the grain is then transferred to the chaser bin, which then runs the grain either to a truck or to a storage silo. The truck then hauls the load of grain to a grain handling facility where the grain is graded, the load is weighed, and ultimately the farmer is paid on that delivery. Okay, so after a few weeks of harvesting, now it's time to start packing up. The headers will get a good blowout, particularly because you get quite a bit of build up of dust and particles. Chaser bin there will get a good clean out. Bit of grease and oil and a bit of fuel. Then we've got the long drive back. It's about 40 k's, take us a couple of hours to get back to home base. Then there is a period of time between when the harvest is finished to when the new crop is seeded. But a farmer's job is never done, and in this case there's a lot of fencing to be done. So probably one of the most important jobs as a farmer, especially if you're going to be running livestock, is fencing. So all the way up that fence line, about I think it's 1.8 kilometres, I'm going to be jamming these posts in.